Hello, Vanguard Lion Nation. Justin Burtis with you here today. It is time for the cross-country season to get underway. Joining me with me here today is head coach Bryan Wilkins to talk a little bit about the event ahead and hopefully what the team will be up to. Coach, how are you doing today?
I'm doing awesome. Good to see you.
Good to see you as well. You guys had a fun little excursion up to Mammoth, get to the high altitude, get those lungs pumping with some air as you get ready for the season. How was that?
It was amazing. That's one of the highlights of the year for us. We love going to Mammoth. So we typically kick our season off every year with that, 8 days of altitude training. Most of the runs are between probably 7,500 feet and about 9,500 feet. And so yeah, definitely opens the lungs up, and we have just an incredible time of obviously team bonding is a huge part of that trip, but getting in some very, very quality work at altitude, and it went really, really well, really smooth. 20 athletes up there and a couple coaches, so yeah, couldn't be more happy, especially not having had that opportunity last year with COVID. It was just an incredible blessing to be back up there.
For sure. And on top of that, as we get into how practice has been since you've been back, you've got a lot of freshmen on a couple of these teams here. How are they doing getting up to the college speed, if you will?
Yeah, that's a great question. Actually, the freshmen have really impressed us so far. And I will say a tribute toward them as they really trained exceptionally well over the summer, and they set themselves up for just in a good position to be ready to handle the demands of Mammoth and then the training that we've been doing ever since. And we did a lot of double days up there. So we threw a lot of volume at them, but the freshmen handled it exceptionally well. Really proud of them.
And how's it been since you've been back? Obviously, the weather hasn't been too cool for everyone.
Yeah, well, we love just the climate up there. We did have to deal with a little bit of smoke. There were some fires up there, but we only missed a couple training runs due to that. But yeah, Mammoth is gorgeous. It's amazing. But the one blessing of coming back down the hill is you can take a little deeper breath when you're running down there, and they realize the difference. And hopefully that benefit of the altitude definitely factors into our first meet coming up soon.
So we're going as a team to Biola for the Biola Invitational here on this Friday. What is this event going to be like for the team? Where are they running? What's the course like?
Absolutely. So it's an opportunity just to get our feet wet. Get a benchmark of where we're at, so there's not a lot of pressure on this meet, not a lot of expectation in terms of time goals per se. It's like, let's just go out there and put out a great effort and assess and see where we're at. It'll be a rather big meet. It's a big invitational, so there's going to be a lot of schools there. We haven't seen the entry list yet, so we don't know exactly, other than Biola and ourselves, who's going to be there, but we feel like we're ready. Our training has been really, really good, and we have a little bit of a game plan in place for what we want to do, athlete by athlete, and now we just get to go see what happens.
And if you're a spectator that wants to go watch the team, where should they go, or what's a good area to them to watch the runners go by?
Well, it's a very spectator-friendly course, just because it loops a lot. So it's at Craig Park in Fullerton. And to be honest, I'm not sure if they're allowing spectators.
Oh, okay.
But if they do, like I said, it's very spectator friendly. The course loops a lot. It's on grass, combination of grass, some dirt trail, and a lot of pavement, bike path. But it's easy to navigate between point to point, near the start finish area, and see a lot of the race.
Cool. Then, obviously, with some of these benchmarks you have for each of the individuals, what are kind of some overall expectations you have for the troops as they make their way out on the course for the first time this year?
Yeah, for us, we do want to see where we stack up against some of the conference teams that we expect to see at this meet. We do know there's probably going to be a few there, and our teams are ranked, I believe both our men and women are preseason ranked number 3 in the GSAC out of 10 schools, so we're hoping we stay true to that ranking versus the teams that we're going to see, and or better, those rankings. If we see, let's say, Westmont or Masters, I think those are the two teams that are seated ahead of us.
Correct.
And we just want to fare well against those, and obviously anybody else that we see on the course.
All right. Well, we're excited to get you out there and running. And my final question before I let you go, what is the mentality as a team knowing that there's not as many meets as there has been in past years? Obviously, it's kind of the same as last year, but what does that do as a coach and as a program as you try and get them ready for the GSAC finale
Yeah.
towards the end of the season.
Yeah, actually our athletes are ready for whatever gets thrown at them. The nice thing is our meet schedule is a bump up from last year, whereas we only had a total of 4 meets. We do have 6 meets on the schedule when you count conference and national. So it's 2 more than we got to do last year, and it's actually only 1 meet less than what we typically do. So it's
Right
relatively
there.
close, and I think it's just enough meets. It's really all the meets that we need to be ready to compete postseason at conference and nationals. I think
Perfect.
we'll be good to go.
That's what we want to hear. Well, Coach, thanks for joining us today. Best of luck tomorrow. We'll be writing the recap and stay in tune as you guys run the course, and wishing you come back Friday and with a lot of success.
Awesome. Thanks, Justin. Appreciate it.